I cry, even tears, even my heart cry, but who cares?
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Rachel Anna, and today I really wanted to share with you my vegan take on some of my favourite Caribbean dishes. These are going to be perfect for the summertime, barbecues, impressing friends, impressing family, and enjoying them yourself because they are banging. So without further ado, let's get straight into the recipes. So the first one I want to share with you is my take on saltfish fritters. Now I kind of want to say as a disclaimer, for all of the recipes I make, every island does make things slightly differently. So if you have a very specific way of making your saltfish fritters with specific seasonings, continue to use your way and then use my plant-based way of making it. If you don't have a specific way, feel free to use mine. It works for me and it's delicious. So if you do have specific ways of making them, feel free to go crazy in the comments, share them with everyone. Everyone can kind of interact and then everyone can kind of learn different ways of making things. And it's just way more fun when we start sharing this stuff together. So let's get straight into the saltfish fritters. With no fish. So instead of using fish, I am using artichoke hearts. So I'm going to blend up my artichoke heart to make them nice and mushy, but not too mushy, just a little bit. Then I added some fresh tomatoes, red pepper, chili peppers, green onions, some thyme, some garlic. Mix it in, and then I also went in with some fresh coriander and some fresh parsley, squeezed on some lemon, added some salt, added some pepper. Then I went in with some chickpea flour. I wanted these to be gluten-free, which is why I used chickpea flour, but you can also use regular flour. Then I made these into little balls and just fried them as usual. And to go with this, I wanted to make a kale and mango salad. So I washed off some kale. Then I began cutting up a mango. This mango was so sweet and juicy. It was literally perfect. I was so happy. It's always risky buying these kind of fruits. Then I sliced up some red onion, sliced up some red cabbage, sliced up some fresh cherry tomatoes, and then I just began to put it all in a bowl. I would never advise cutting with the knife towards you, just putting it out there. Then I squeezed some lemon on the top, added some salt and pepper, and just mixed it together. With the kale, you could massage the kale down with some olive oil. You could lightly wilt it beforehand. It really depends on how your kale is at that time. There are lots of different ways that you can soften and loosen up kale. I thought, let me add some corn to this, which I am going to show you how to make later on in this video. So yeah, that saltfish fritter bowl was just. So the next one that I want to share with you guys is some roti and chickpeas. The flavors in the roti, let me tell you about that roti bread. Classics guys, absolute classics. I hope you guys enjoy it. So to make the roti, I added some regular flour with some pink salt and some turmeric and some vegan butter. I then crumbed it up in my hands. Then I began to add some oil and water mixed together to make my dough. I kneaded it down and then I put it aside and let it sit for about an hour. I previously soaked my split peas and then I cooked them down. Once they had cooled down, I added them to a blender as well as half a Scotch bonnet, some garlic, some cumin, and some fresh parsley and fresh coriander. I then just mix this together in a blender. Then I split my dough into 6 pieces and then began to roll it out. So the idea is to keep the middle nice and thick and make the outer layers thin. And then you put your split pea mixture in the center, close it up, and then do a final roll out. I did not have a proper rolling pin, so this isn't best technique, but this is generally how you do it. And you just want to roll it out, get it nice and flat and thin. Then I just put some oil on my stove and added my roti, put a bit of oil on the other side, flipped it after 30 seconds. Each side only takes about 30 seconds if it's nice and hot, and then I just kept doing it until I finished making them. And they were delicious. They were a little thicker than I planned on, but that was just because me and the rolling pin weren't getting along. So now I am making my chickpeas. So I've got some red onions, some garlic, some ginger, some turmeric, some cayenne pepper, paprika, cumin, and Madras powder. Then I'm just going to cook it down. And then I added all my chickpeas, mixed it up, added a bit of tomato puree, as well as some mustard, and added a bunch of vegetable stock. Right at the end when it finished, I added some kale just to lightly soften it but not overcook it. Then I wanted to make some corn on the cob. So to get that grilled effect, I first put it on the skillet, browned it up. Then I chopped up some red peppers and some chilies, which I sprinkled on top of the corn on the cob, added some vegan butter to each piece, just a little bit. Put some tin foil on top and then put it in the oven just for a couple of minutes, just so it all cooked up nice and tender. And then here is the finished chickpeas and roti. You can obviously serve this however you want to serve it. And then I just added the corn on the cob on the side, as well as the mango kale salad that I made earlier, and some fried plantain plantanos. Let me just tell you, the flavors in that roti is just like, woo! I'm not gonna lie, my roti skills need a bit of improvement in terms of, I don't have a proper rolling pin. My rolling pin isn't actually a rolling pin. I don't even know what it's meant to be, but I've been using it because it's all I have, but it really limits the amount of rolling I can get into. But the flavors in that roti, if you have me on Instagram, you'll see what happened. I'll share the picture. When I put my bowl together, I literally went to eat it and I did that. Some of you guys are sending me so many messages, like just completely sympathizing, and I appreciate that so much, because it was a very sorry sight to see the food that I just made fall on the floor. But life happens, we continue. There was leftovers, I made more because it was so damn good. We are making brown stew vegetables out here and it does the job. So we're gonna make some rice and peas, some brown stew vegetables, some plantain, the salad. We're just gonna combine it all together and make a really delicious dish. So let's just get straight into it. So to make my brown stew vegetables, first I had some porcini mushrooms and I took a bit of the gravy that I got from that and added it to a regular vegetable stock. So I got some red onions, red peppers, green peppers, as well as some ginger, some chili, some Scotch bonnet, and some garlic. And I put that all in this pot, which I quickly realized was not big enough for what I was about to do. So just a quick switcheroo. And I also added a bunch of mushrooms, and I went in with some fresh parsley, some smoked paprika, some allspice, some salt, and some fresh thyme with my mushrooms. And then I just cooked it down. I went in with some browning sauce, some tomato puree, and I also added a bit of maple syrup. And then I went in with my stock and a little bit of my porcini mushroom gravy. Then I let that cook down, and then I wanted to make some rice and peas. So I've got some garlic, spring onion, and thyme, and I just put that all in the pan and cook it down. Then I added some kidney beans. You could use black-eyed peas, black beans, whatever is normal to you. Then I added some rice and some coconut milk, and I just let that cook, which is a very quick cooking time because it's white rice. And then I just put the brown stew on top and served it up, and then I added again my kale salad as a side, the corn, and the plantain plantanos. I'm just covering all areas so no one sends for me. I'm actually really curious now, what do you guys say? Do you say plantain, or plantanos? Let me know in the comments what the majority of the people watching say. I want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching these recipes. I really hope you guys enjoy my take on my favorite Caribbean dishes. Well, some of my favorites, because there's still many more to do. It's really fun being able to share my ideas with you guys, and I love when you guys get back to me in the comments with maybe your versions of making things, or just reaching out and saying hello. It means so much. Please do like this video if you did like it. It really does help me out, and subscribe to my channel for new videos every week. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram too, where you can get more updates of what I'm up to, like dropping my food on the floor, my fitness challenge that I'm doing. You can see more updates on there too. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now. See you next week. Hasta luego. Ciao.
Dry cry, even tears, even my heart cries, but who cares?